Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Vanessa, and I am the owner of Radiating Beauty LLC, National Beauty Rev. National Beauty Rev is a beauty exam study resource for those who are preparing for a beauty exam in any state. And I'm so excited because I will be sharing videos for those preparing for their cosmetology, esthetician, hair, and nail licensing. This is our first video, so please be sure to subscribe and contact us for extra support. If you are here, you're probably thinking of beauty school with so many questions on your mind, including what do I want to study? Should I just do it all? What do I need? Can I do that? And you might even begin to dwell on some delusions, losing focus. Rest assured, I want to make sure you stay focused if you're thinking about beauty school or becoming licensed, help you remove the blocks so you can achieve your goal of becoming licensed. So, in this video, I simplified a 6-step process to become licensed. The 6-step process shown is a very simplified version of a larger steps required to become licensed. These steps are very important and may include smaller steps within each. I broke the steps down so it's easier to understand because I know it might seem like a lot. Going through it might even make you question if those goals are in fact delusions. But if this is something you really want, hopefully this video helps you stay focused and answers some of your questions. It's simplified, not simple. Now, as we head back to the chart, the first step is to review the laws for the state that you are in or wanting to become licensed in. Every state differs, so make sure that you check your state. These laws determine how many hours you need in school, what schools are approved for training, and so much more. This part is a very small portion, but extremely important because you need to know if your state requires 2 exams or one and what the process is for licensing in your state. It will help illuminate a lot of questions you might have for the other steps. The information that you obtain from the state will also be used as reference. I am preparing a video where I go over some general state requirements and what you should look for when researching for your state. Comment below what state you're in if that's something that you'd be interested in. Now, on to the second step. School, study, and practice are all in one. I know how dreadful that sounds, especially seeing beauty school dropout trending. However, I'm sure almost anyone in the medical industry will also advocate for how important it is to obtain the knowledge required by the state for licensing. So, if this is a dream or goal of yours, you've got this. The second step is probably the most important part of obtaining your license. Properly handling this step can assure you an easier path for the exam and career success. I'm going to repeat that again for you. Properly handling this step can assure you an easier path for the exam and career success. On this second step, you want to make sure the school is approved by the state for training and you obtain the hours required for the area you are wanting to become licensed in. To be honest, when choosing a school, my advice is to trust your gut and go where you feel it's best for you. Discussing any transfers, more about schools, will also be handled in another video. Again, every state differs with the requirements. Check your state. Excuse me, I've been a little bit sick. And I really needed to put this video out there, so I hope that you bear with me. All right, back to it. The next part of the second step includes studying while in school. Yes, I said it because there is a lot to focus on, like sanitation. It will be so easy to indulge, lose focus, and get off track or become overwhelmed with life so much that you don't make time to study. Studying during school helps you remember easier for the exam while the information is still fresh. Now, if I haven't lost you already and you're still here, The last part of this step is just as important: practice. Practice as often as you can with a variety of people and use the mannequin when no one is available. Practice is a form of studying, especially if you are required to take a mock exam where you go over the procedures of a variety of services depending on the state and scope of practice. You will need to know sanitation. Now, even if you are not taking the mock exam in your state, this is the best time to make the mistakes and learn what not to do. Utilizing the resources available at school and your own study plan is crucial towards your future success becoming a closer reality. I'm going to repeat that one again. Utilizing the resources available at school and your own study plan is crucial towards your future success becoming a closer reality. If you're here and on this step, focusing on your beauty license, happy studying, and I'm here for your support. I do have a few study guides and workbooks available. I'm preparing videos on those topics as well, but feel free to contact me if you're stuck in an area or struggling with the exam. As far as the next two steps on the timeline go, they are the first steps towards communicating and starting the process with the state to become licensed. Again, every state differs. Check your state. So, step three is to actually apply for the exam because depending on the state, you may be required to apply for the exam and take the exam before you're able to get licensed. If you are transferring, this might be the step that you actually start on. Some states will allow the transfer of hours, the transfer of a license, or international work in the scope of practice as a form of qualification. The state may request further education hours or other requirements, even if you have your license in another state. There may be fees, several forms to fill out, or documents of proof to submit. As discussed in the first step, there may be two exams. Some states require the exam to be taken by an approved vendor or facilitator. There are states that allow the school to provide the exam, and that is reported to the state. I have so much more to share on this topic. Obviously, it's a huge topic, and that will be part of the general state requirements videos. After applying for the exam, taking the exam is the next step. I know. I did it again. I'm mentioning this because according to statistics back in 2020, nationally, the passing rate is averaging 50 to 60%, and that's also the average rate of people who actually showed up. Now, I haven't seen much of an update to these statistics, but that means people are not showing up and passing can be difficult. I am one of them. It took me 8 attempts to become licensed. I didn't show up, and another time I even walked out on in tears full of anxiety over my sanitation bottle another time. It literally took me 12 years to obtain my license. I was a mother of 3 with a newborn who had severe respiratory issues and had no idea that I had dyslexia. In 2020, I buckled down and created my own study material, so I know how hard it can be. But I didn't give up, and neither should you. If it's passing the if it's passing the exam that's preventing you from the license, contact me ASAP. Now, once you actually pass the exam, you might be required to fill out an actual application for the license. The last application that you filled out was for the exam. The application before that was for the school. And this application is for the actual licensing. It's the final straw to become licensed. After you pass, turn in the paperwork and pay all the fees. You may have to wait for the state to approve the licensing. Some factors may also play a part in the process and determine the licensing approval. If you have any concerns about what can cause these delays or denial, check with the state information provided for licensing requirements. The last step is to make sure you keep your license renewed. Check with your state requirements for keeping your license renewed. And basically, there it is, a simplified 6-step process towards becoming licensed. Again, it is simplified, not simple. So if you're still thinking of beauty school, hopefully you're ready to get started. And this video also helped you have a better idea of the steps to take. I don't want you to stress over any of the information. That's what I'm here for. You've got this. Reach out if you'd like to check on our study material, subscribe to our channel for future videos like this, and to those already taking those steps, happy studying. Until next time.